Have you ever promised yourself, tomorrow I'm going to be disciplined? You wake up, you feel motivated for exactly 7.5 minutes. Then somehow you're watching a video called How Medieval Peasants Brush Their Teeth. And the workout? Tomorrow. The studying? Tomorrow. The healthy food? Also tomorrow. Here's the weird part. It's not because your brain hates discipline. It's because your brain has accidentally learned that discipline feels like punishment. And today, I'm going to show you how to trick your brain into actually liking it. Because once you understand this simple psychology, discipline stops feeling like something you force and starts feeling like something you naturally do. Your brain isn't lazy. It's just efficient. Imagine this. You sit down to study. You open your laptop, you open your notes, everything is ready. And suddenly, you remember that your room has never been cleaner. You organize your desk, water your plants, reply to a message from 3 weeks ago, research whether penguins have knees, anything except studying. Sound familiar? Yeah, I've done this too. More times than I'd like to admit. For years, I thought I lacked discipline. But psychologists discovered something interesting. Your brain is basically an energy-saving machine. It isn't asking, what's best for me? It's asking, what's easiest right now?
Thousands of years ago, saving energy kept people alive. Today, that same survival system keeps us scrolling TikTok for 45 minutes while convincing us we're resting. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's just using outdated software. Stop calling yourself lazy. Instead, ask, how can I make the right thing easier than the wrong thing? That question changes everything. The biggest mistake everyone makes. Most people think discipline starts with motivation. Huge mistake. Think about brushing your teeth. You probably don't wake up every morning feeling inspired. You don't stare into the mirror saying, I can't wait to experience dental hygiene. You just do it. Why? Because it's automatic. Your brain barely spends energy thinking about it. Now, compare that to exercising, studying, reading, saving money. Your brain treats those like giant decisions every single day. And decisions are exhausting. The more decisions you make, the more your brain starts looking for shortcuts. Usually, those shortcuts lead straight to the couch. Psychologists call this decision fatigue. The solution isn't becoming mentally stronger. It's removing decisions altogether. Instead of asking, should I work out today? Decide once. I work out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. No debate, no negotiation. The less your brain argues, the more discipline becomes automatic.
Stop chasing rewards that are too far away. Here's something unfair. Your brain loves immediate rewards. Discipline usually gives delayed rewards. Study today, grades later. Exercise today, results months later. Save money today, vacation next year. Meanwhile, Instagram gives dopamine in 2 seconds. Cookies give happiness immediately. Your bed gives emotional support instantly. It's an unfair competition. Your brain isn't choosing the better option, it's choosing the faster reward. That's why discipline feels boring. Not because it is, because your brain can't see the future clearly. Here's the trick. Bring the reward closer. After 20 minutes of studying, make your favorite coffee. After your workout, listen to your favorite podcast. After finishing a task, cross it off a checklist. That tiny feeling of progress matters. Psychologists call this reinforcement. Your brain starts connecting effort with something positive. Eventually, it stops resisting. Make discipline ridiculously small. Here's something funny. We love making dramatic plans. I'm going to wake up at 5, meditate, read 50 pages, go to the gym, meal prep, learn Spanish, become a millionaire, all before breakfast. By day 3, we're lying in bed wondering if eating cereal counts as personal growth.
The problem isn't ambition, it's size. Your brain gets scared by huge tasks, but tiny tasks, those feel safe. This is called lowering activation energy. If your goal is reading, don't promise 30 pages. Promise 1 page. Want to exercise? Do 1 push-up. Seriously, 1. Because starting is usually the hardest part. Once you're already moving, continuing feels much easier. Most people think discipline is about doing more. Often, it's about making the first step so small, your brain has no excuse left. Ask yourself, what's the smallest version of this habit? Do that every day. Your identity matters more than your willpower. Here's a strange experiment. Imagine someone offers you a cigarette. One person says, "I'm trying to quit." Another says, "I don't smoke." Tiny difference, huge psychological effect. The first person is fighting temptation. The second person is protecting their identity. Your brain loves consistency. Once you believe something about yourself, your actions slowly follow. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to become disciplined," say, "I'm someone who keeps promises to myself." Notice the difference? One sounds temporary. The other sounds like who you are.
Your identity becomes the habit, not the other way around. Pick one sentence, repeat it every morning. I am someone who finishes what I start. It feels awkward at first, but your brain listens to the stories you tell it every day. Stop punishing yourself for missing one day. Let's be honest, this happens to everyone. You build a habit for 6 days, miss one, and suddenly your brain says, well, guess I'm a failure now. So instead of missing one workout, you skip the next 3 weeks. I've done that too. It's amazing how one missed day somehow turns into an entire new personality. But psychology tells us something important. Habits aren't destroyed by missing once. They're destroyed by the story you tell yourself afterward. One mistake doesn't erase progress. It only becomes a problem when you decide it means something about who you are. Be careful with that story, because your brain believes repetition, not perfection. Follow one simple rule. Never miss twice. Life happens. Just don't let one bad day introduce itself as your new lifestyle. The secret feeling nobody talks about. Here's something people rarely admit. Sometimes we avoid discipline because we're afraid it might actually work. Sounds weird, but think about it. If you really gave your best and still failed, that would hurt. So part of your brain quietly protects you. It whispers, maybe tomorrow. If I don't try fully, I never have to find out. That's not laziness. That's fear wearing a hoodie and pretending to be procrastination. If that feels familiar, you're not alone. So many people carry this quietly. They think they're broken, when really, they're just protecting themselves from disappointment. The strange thing is, confidence doesn't come before discipline. Discipline creates confidence. Every small promise you keep becomes evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. And trust is far more powerful than motivation. So, how do you trick your brain into liking discipline? Not by forcing it, not by waiting for motivation, not by becoming a different person overnight. You make good habits easier. You remove unnecessary decisions. You reward progress. You start ridiculously small. You build an identity instead of chasing motivation. And when you slip, you simply begin again. Because discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about teaching your brain that showing up is actually safe. One tiny step, again and again. Until one day, the thing that used to feel impossible just feels normal. If nobody has told you this recently, you're probably much closer than you think. You don't need a completely different brain. You just need to work with the one you already have. If this psychology story helped you understand yourself a little better, I'd love for you to subscribe. Here at Psychology at 3 a.m., we explore the strange little things our minds do and why understanding them can quietly change your life. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, the hardest part of discipline is usually just beginning.